everyone, I am Harshada Salvi and today we are going to study process state diagram from process management and operating system. But before we begin, let's understand what a process is. A process is basically a program in execution. We write our computer programs in text file and then when we execute this, it becomes a process which performs all the tasks mentioned in the program. Now, a process from its creation to completion passes through various states. These states are known as process state. There are minimum of 5 states. Now, the different processes can be seen in the following diagram. This is known as process state diagram. It shows the different process states that a process undergoes from the time of its creation to completion. Let's understand each one of them one by one. The first one is new. A program which is going to be picked up by the OS into the main memory is called as new process. Ready. Whenever a process is created, it directly enters in the ready state, where it waits for the CPU to be assigned. OS picks new processes from the secondary memory and put them in the main memory. The processes which are ready for the execution and reside in the main memory are called as ready state processes. There can be many states. Running. The instructions are being executed are called as running. One of the processes from the ready state will be chosen by the OS depending upon the scheduling algorithm. Hence, if we have only one CPU in our system, the number of running processes for a particular system will always be 1. If we have n processes in the system, then we may have n processes running simultaneously. Next is waiting or block state. When a process waits for a certain resource to be assigned or for the input from the user, then the OS moves this process to the block or waiting state and assigns the CPU to the other processor. Next is suspend ready. Process that was initially in the ready state but was swept out of the main memory and placed onto the external storage by the scheduler is said to be in the suspend ready state. The process will transition back to the ready state whenever the process is assigned or brought into the main memory. Suspend wait. Similar to suspend ready, but it uses the process which was performing input-output operation and lack of main memory caused them to move to secondary memory. When work is finished, it may go to the suspend ready. The last is terminated. It means the completion of the process. At this time, the process is killed as well as the process control block is deleted. The resources that were allocated to the process will also be released or delocated. Now, to manage the process execution efficiently in the operating system, schedulers are required. They determine the order and timing of process accessing the CPU and other system resources. And there are 3 types of schedulers: long-term scheduler, short-term scheduler, and mid-term scheduler. Let's understand each one of them one by one. The first one is long-term scheduler. This decides how many processes should be made to stay in the ready state. It chooses the processes from the pool of the processes in the secondary memory and keeps them in the ready queue, maintained in the primary memory. It controls the degree of multiprogramming. And lastly, it chooses a perfect mix of input output bound process and CPU bound process among the jobs present in the pool. The next is short-term scheduler. Short-term scheduler will decide which process is to be executed next and then it will call the dispatcher. Now what is dispatcher? A dispatcher is a software that moves the process from ready to run and vice versa. In other words, it is context switching. It runs frequently. And this short-term scheduler is also known as CPU scheduler. Now, the last scheduler is mid-term scheduler. Medium-term scheduler takes care of the swapped out processes. If the running state processes need some time, especially the input-output time for the completion, then there is need to change its state from running to waiting. Midterm scheduler removes the process from running state to make room for the other processes. Such processes are swapped out processes, and this procedure is called swapping. The midterm scheduler is responsible for suspending and resuming the processes. It reduces the degree of multiprogramming. The swapping is necessary to have a perfect mix of processes in the ready queue. Now, let's have a look what we have learned in this video. Understanding process states and scheduler is crucial for efficient task management in operating system. Process transition through states: new, ready, running, blocked, wait, suspend wait, and last termination. Each represent a different phase in their life cycle. Now, the schedulers what we have learned were long-term scheduler. It selects processes from the secondary memory to the ready queue and manages multiprogramming. Short-term scheduler, it chooses processes from the ready queue of CPU execution, and it is crucial for system responsiveness. The last one is midterm scheduler. It manages swapped out processes and optimizes memory uses. Effective process state management and scheduling ensures optimal performance and resource utilization in operating system. Thank you.